But let's see if Notion AI can actually help us solve this pretty simple coding problem. And there it is. Yes, you read that right. Notion AI can actually help you write code. But there's a catch. You need to be able to tell it how. In this video, I'm going to share with you some common prompts that I use to help Notion AI help me write better code. So with that, let's dive in. So the first use case I want to show you is to generate Mermaid code. Mermaid is a graphing software that Notion has integrated into itself. This can allow you to create really simple charts, and this time I'm going to just show you how to create a pie chart. So I'm going to have Notion AI use this instruction to generate a Mermaid pie chart for me. So let's see how it does. Alright, so this is Mermaid code. Now all you want to do is convert it from plain text and switch to Mermaid. The moment you do that, there's this beautiful pie chart which is basically this data in a pie form. So you don't even have to write any code. You can generate a lot of different types of Mermaid charts directly using Notion AI without writing a single line of code. If you're worried about not having any visualization inside of your Notion database, you can check out Mermaid. Alright, so another example I want to show you is for Notion to actually use its AI feature to generate equations for you. This can be particularly annoying to type sometimes with LaTeX commands. So I'm going to show you that Notion AI can actually do this for you as well. Alright, so now that it's generated this equation, what you want to do is you take out the dollar commands, which is basically the math mode commands, and you select this and you convert it into an equation block. And there you go. This is Bernoulli's principle generated by Notion AI in form of an equation. So the next use case I'm going to show Notion AI actually generate code for you based on a description that you provided. So you have to give Notion AI really accurate descriptions, especially if it's step by step. It's ideal because it can generate really good quality code for you as long as you know the logic behind the code. So in this case, I gave it a step-by-step description. I didn't tell it how I wanted to find the prime numbers, but let's see if Notion AI can actually help us solve this pretty simple coding problem. And there it is. Like, there's Python code which looks pretty good to me. Let's confirm this by actually pasting it in the IDE and running it. And that is actually not terrible. These are indeed all prime numbers. We don't know if the code is the most efficient way of finding prime numbers between 1 and 100, but it did what it was asked to do. So as a coder, one of the problems that I normally face is if I'm learning a new language and I know how to write a piece of code in another language, it's not super easy for me to transfer it over onto the new language that I'm learning. Step in Notion AI, it can do this for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Notion AI to convert this C code into Python code. And that looks pretty good to me. So Notion AI can convert your code from one language into another. The next thing I want to show you is the fact that Notion AI can actually generate explanations for your piece of code as well. So sometimes you will come across snippets of code and you don't understand what they're doing. So sometimes what I do is I just paste them into a Gen AI model and ask it to explain to me what this code does. The important thing is to say go step by step, because the moment you put that instruction in, it will create this bullet list or a numbered list where it's telling you exactly how the code works every step of the way. So this is our prime number generator, which we just saw. And Notion AI was actually able to explain how this piece of code works. So if you're ever stuck with a piece of code and you don't know what that snippet of code is doing, you can actually use Notion AI to help you understand exactly what's going on. And of course, translating over from this specific example, since Notion AI can explain what the code is going to do, it can also generate really good comments for your code. This is specifically painful for coders like me. I try to comment my code the most I can, but sometimes we just forget, right? We assume that everybody knows what the code we are writing is doing, which is not super obvious for everyone. If you're bored of commenting, you can use Notion AI to actually generate comments on your code. Alright, so now let's say you have a piece of code which is broken. Can you actually use Notion AI to debug it? So what I've done is I went back to our prime number example and I created a few errors on purpose. Specifically over here in this if statement, I removed the colon and the for statement as well. So these are syntactic errors. And there's another error in this code where I should be typing prime.append the number. So I'm appending the number to the array called prime. And I haven't actually put prime.append. So let's see if Notion AI can actually fix this piece of code for me. Alright, so it did generate this correction where it says prime.append, and it did also fix my 2 colon errors, which is quite good. In case you have syntactic errors in your piece of code, just paste it into Notion AI, let Notion AI debug it for you. You don't have to spend 2 hours trying to find that missing semicolon or colon. Just to summarize, the most important thing when you're asking Notion AI to write code for you is the quality of your prompt. If you give it specific instructions, especially when you're trying to ask it to write code for you, if it's step by step, it can generate really good quality code for you. So always remember that the output of the AI is very dependent on what you actually tell it to do. If you want to see more of this content, make sure you hit subscribe and also hit the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I release a new video. That's it for me for now, and I'll see you in the next one.